Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, this is Boisterous coming to you with some Platinum League Pandemonium out of the map Metalopolis. Over here in the left-hand position, we have Xtreeme spawning in as the red Protoss, and down here in the south, we have his opponent Dwarfspider spawning in as the blue Protoss. This might be one of the most creative ways I've ever seen anybody spell Xtreeme, because it looks like Xtreeme, but that doesn't make any sense. That's not a sentence. There's nothing there. Tree isn't a verb, and I don't know who's called X, and I don't know why you would want them to tree you. That doesn't make much sense. I'm gonna set myself to busy, cause I forget to do that a lot. And we have the pylon going down at the front for both players. I like Xtreme's placement better because it won't get sniped. And if your pylon at the front gets sniped, you're kind of in a bad position no matter what happens for the rest of the game. Just because that sets you behind however long your power was out for it. Unless, of course, you back it up with the second pylon, in which case it only sets you back the 100 minerals plus whatever amount of supply, for plus however long you were supply blocked. As I open up, oh, my overlays. I really need to just put down a checklist of all the things I need to do before I start commentating. Whoops. We have Xtreeme going for a forge and canceling it. So that was a nice use of 37 minerals. That was not the most effective way to spend that money. Not at all, and lagging computer, and it's good. And it looks like it's just pretty standard, except for the fact that this probe is kind of just hanging out, not doing anything. The second pylon is going down for Xtreeme in a fairly standard position. Usually people set it up so that there's no Venn diagramming going on between your pylons, so he would have set that back like, I don't know, 2 or 3 blocks if he really wanted to optimize his pylon power. But then again, it doesn't really matter. Or if you wanted to optimize this gateway and cybernetics core production, you could have moved the pylon up so that they were double powered in case this one got sniped. However, I don't think he's really thinking about either of those. And we have Dwarfspider interestingly putting down the pylon at the front, but then not walling off. So I'm guessing his opponent played as random, and he was just setting this pylon up to block a Zerg. I didn't know why you would do that, considering the fact that you can block a Zerg just by putting your pylon back here and then walling off here and here. So this is definitely interesting positioning on his buildings. Not quite sure why he laid them out like this, but I guess it's not awful. Like, it's not the biggest failure in the world. It's just definitely something odd that I think could be optimized a lot more. It actually might just be because that's really close to his mineral field, so he just pulled this probe off and built the pylon, which I guess wouldn't be bad. Like, that wouldn't be the most awful decision ever. It's just, again, interesting. And how, this Nexus is a sneaky Nexus. It's sneaky because, well, first of all, I didn't notice it, which makes it sneaky. Because usually I would notice a Nexus going down at the 3-minute mark. Mainly because most people are normal and build them at their naturals. However, Dwarfspider feels like being unique. Feels like being as unique as whatever sort of insect or animal or whatever the hell a Dwarfspider is. And because I don't know. I mean, I'm not any sort of person that deals with animals. However, I'm guessing that the Dwarfspider is insanely rare. I guess it could be very common, but I'm just saying it's probably pretty rare, because I've never seen a Dwarfspider, I don't think, and it's interesting. We have these 2 stalkers coming down, and the pylon isn't hidden. You should hide that pylon up here. Hide that pylon and see the Nexus. No. Alright, okay. It looks like they might actually snipe off a Zealot for free. Ugh. Oof. I'm surprised they didn't commit and try to take out that Zealot. I mean, I guess he probably would have lost both of these Stalkers had he done so. However, I'm still surprised they didn't go for it. We have all of the warp gates ready to go. Interestingly, he is not doing anything with any of them. Yeah, he's... Did he... Why you no make units? Xtreeme. Xtreeme. Gotta be Xtreeme, man. Gotta make them units. Wait. Why is this... Why this no warp gate? There we go. It looks like... He's a... Dwarfspider's actually in an extremely dangerous position. He might get broken. Not anymore because he has enough sentries to hold this off without fail. And because of the changes they made to seeing up ramps that stops you from being able to warp in things up ramps as long as the force field is placed at the bottom of the ramp. But he is basically in a position where he can just sit here and permanently force field, and he won't care at all. It doesn't matter to him. And he's going up to still just at 4 zealots. Or 4 sentries, excuse me. I think he's gonna need a 5th and a 6th one if he really wants to keep this wall complete. And yeah, he's gonna need another zealot or another sentry. This might not be good for him. His sentry's warping in, but it's not done yet. Wow, I'm amazed he didn't commit to that. If he had committed, that would have been game over. And also, there's this. You know, this 4-gate is going on, and Xtreme's like, alright, I got him locked onto 1 base. I'm taking my expansion. This is good. This is good. I got this. But little does he know, he don't got this. He don't at all got this. Like, I'm surprised that Dwarfspider isn't just being silly and, like, teching up over here and just kind of being a dick, because, I mean... When Xtreeme finds this, it's going to literally be the biggest facepalm moment ever. Like, I'm afraid that he might give himself a concussion with the force of his palm going into his face. And concussions, again, are never a good thing. We have Xtreeme going for the Warp Prism play. The Shark Mode Void Ray is already out and being quite scary, just sniping off as many pylons as possible, or as many probes, excuse me. Going to kill a Stalker here as it tries to run down the ramp. Not the most effective way to deal with a Void Ray, and actually this Void Ray, since it's fully charged, is just going to start farming kills. It's already at 8, so considering that, oh, it dropped its charge. Wait, why do you drop charge? He really shouldn't have dropped the charge there. You know what, there's some stuff going on over here. However, this is the real awesome thing about this game, is that there's a hole of like 10 feet between the pylon and the nexus, and it's like, I mean, even if this game kind of followed more of a line of sight thing instead of, you know, just you can't look up cliffs, I'm pretty sure a Stalker over here would be able to look over and see the top of a nexus over here. Like, that's literally the proximity to the battle that, you know, it's the proximity. That's ridiculous. I think that Dwarfspider is going to be able to break out of this now, even though he doesn't really have to break out of anything. He has an expansion. He's actually ahead of economy than his opponent, far ahead in economy. 37 probes to 20, and it looks like he's going to break out with astounding force and just absolutely demolish the army of Xtreeme. And let's see if Xtreeme goes up the ramp. Is Xtreeme gonna do it? Come on, Xtreeme, run away. Flee. Flee. You can't make it. You see the assimilator. There's no way that's not. Okay, so as Xtreeme, again, recovers from the concussion that he gave himself while facepalming about that base, he's gonna go into more foregating, plus a robo. I don't like that. It's not the most effective way to deal with Void Ray. I think he should just get Phoenixes out, to be honest. Maybe just go for a massive Stalker ball, but the robo is basically just dead weight in his base right now, and the fact that his economy is so far behind, 17 probes behind, and that's a deficit you do not often come back from. This is kind of just going to be a one-sided smashing fest for Dwarfspider. As I stop tying my tongue into knots. And we have the Stalkers moving out, but 10 Stalkers is nothing compared to 2 Void Rays, 2 Stalkers, 10 Zealots, and 3 Sentries. And that's going to get cleaned up quite well. It looks like the Observers are going to see each other and have that little awkward moment where one of them gets killed by an army. Not the most effective way to use your Observers. And yeah, this is not good. I just want to see how many workers. 10 workers killed for Dwarfspider. That's pretty huge. And we have a mothership on the way, just so you guys know. And it looks like these Stalkers, they're not happy. They do not like the fact that this Nexus is costing them the game. They're going to be swinging around over here. And this Nexus, this is a fairly sizable Stalker force at this point in the game. This Nexus might go down. It's already at 500, 300, 100... Oh god, it's not going to go down without losses from the enemy side, and actually, he might lose everything if force fields are good. What was that? These Stalkers, like their GPSs just completely drove them off the cliff. That was awful pathing. Although he did get the Nexus, so I guess Stalkers are worth that, you know, sniping off the Nexus. However, the Warp Prism's in the base, and there's some Zealots killing some Assimilators, quite annoying. And I think they also got quite a few probes. Yeah, there's 15 probes left. Not something you recover from often. Having your opponent have 3 times the probes that you have, plus an army that is bigger than yours, plus, you know, charge Zealots and upgrades, not the best position to be in for our red Protoss player. And yeah, he also has way more production. He has 6 gates to Xtremes, 4 plus Robo, and 6 gates plus Stargate plus Robo is usually more production. Plus the fact that the mothership is out, I feel like Dwarfspider should just push and win the game. I guess he could continue trying to get more ahead. However, at this point, I think that's just too much. I think now is the time where you kill him. You're ahead enough. And Xtreeme is using 1 base. He doesn't even have enough probes to have reasonable saturation at either one, let alone both. This is not a good situation. It looks like the Observer's coming back over, and will it get scout botted? Oh, the Observer. Oh, the mothership takes it out. So actually, that mothership didn't take it out. Why didn't the mothership get the kill? Just let the Phoenix, just let the mothership have the kill. Come on, you know how touchy those things can be. Just let it have the kill. It doesn't get kills very often. And yeah, this isn't good for Xtreeme. I'm surprised the push to win the game hasn't happened yet. Oh, and there we go. So it looks like the mothership is moving out. I'd expect to see a recall up onto the high ground. And with a recall onto the high ground, it's going to be game over. I don't think there's any other choice for Dwarfspider. The army, or for Xtreeme, the army for Dwarfspider is getting left behind, and the mothership is coming up. And I'm guessing the recall is going to be taking place anytime now. There is the recall. And that's a big army. Not a good situation to be in. Having an entire force of charge lots that are stealthed, just teleported into your main base and killing all of your production. Because this army is far smaller than his opponent's army. He could really use more units. Because charge zealots typically just slice stalkers apart. Nonetheless, the fact that there is a mothership, a couple void rays, some phoenixes, warp gates, warp prisms, producing more units to help in the fight, and he's going for the snipe on the mothership, the only unit that's not really dealing all that much damage, and Xtreeme just BM leaves the game. And yeah, when you're facing a mothership, I would not target the mothership. It does 36 damage every 2.21 seconds, whereas the Zealot in that time frame will actually do 32 damage. The Void Ray would do 6 times 0.6. 4. Actually, the mothership might be the best target. However, the fact that it has 700 health, well, the mothership would be the best target to get rid of if you could just kill off one unit immediately. However, the fact that it has 700 health makes basically any other unit in the army more cost efficient to kill. And yeah, that you just don't go for the mothership, please. It's also flying. It's not worth it, especially if you have an observer. There's no point to go for the mothership if you have an observer. So anyway, guys, you can send in any games you want commentated into boisteroussc2@gmail.com. You can check out, subscribe, like, favorite, all that kind of things from this video. You can head on over to youtube.com/user/boisteroussc2 and check out there too. And you can also follow the link in the description to my Battle.net page that has a bit more in-depth info if you feel like sifting through 10 pages. I'll try to repost those as each new page starts, like just all the vital information that you can get out of there, just as each new page starts, so that you never have to go far to find that information. So anyway, guys, this is Boisterous signing out.